Hello, Guy. Could you please give an introduction about yourself?
Hello, my name is Guy. I am 24 years old from Israel. I'm already a year and a half inside the real world, and I made it from the first dollar online into the point I am here today with you.
Okay, amazing. So, why did you get into the real world? What was the decision there?
Yeah, well, I wanted to get into the real world to learn about new opportunities online and about AI, and that's why I also chose the content the content creation and the AI campus.
Mhm.
And I made it a really amazing journey. The campus is amazing. The professor takes you from the first step all the way into advanced methods to earn money fast and to really build a business which gives a lot of value.
Mhm. And
And
did you have any doubts before you joined about it, or did you hear about it and you joined straight away?
yeah, well, I didn't have many doubts because it's only $50. So what can you lose? You can't really lose something. Uh, like it's really cheap, and the results you get are amazing. You get the professor guides you for the whole way from the beginning until you are making way more than $50. It happens really fast. If you want, I believe you can even make it in a week. Although I think you should come into look for like real growth over long time and not just to look for the quick $50.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's really low risk, high reward. If you are willing to work, if you don't want to work, then you will not make it.
exactly. Okay, so you joined a year and a half ago. You mentioned the CC plus AI campus. Is that the one that you joined first and that you've stuck to, or did you use any of the other ones?
Yeah, I joined the CC Plus AI campus first, and I fell in love from the first sight. And until this day, that's how I help my clients. That's how I am making money. I know for a fact, because that's the business I'm running, that there is huge demand for what is being taught in the content creation and the AI campus, and everyone can join it and start making a lot of money because businesses are really looking for it outside.
Yeah, exactly. So in your case, out of the content creation and AI campus, there are multiple modules. Some are talk to camera, some are video editing, others are how to use AI. So which ones did you learn and apply to what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm a video editor. I also use the talk to camera skills to help me get clients, but my service is video editing. And of course, we use AI, one, to create content really fast and high quality, and two, to bring something unique, because the real world teaches you how to use an AI in a way which you don't see in the market. It's like inside the real world, we are like always one step ahead of what is usually in the market. So the clients are really happy with the results and really excited to work with you because you bring something unique to the table.
Yep, makes sense. All right. So did you have any prior experience with anything that you're doing now, whether video editing, AI, or the talk to camera, or was everything brand new to you?
No, before I joined the real world, I was in the army for 5 years, and
Mm.
my first business experience and my first special experience online is only in the real world. So if you don't have any experience at all, nothing to worry about, they because you get to know everything you need to
Mhm.
know to bring huge value to businesses online and make money with it.
Yep. And once you actually started outreaching after having learned the skills, how long did it take you to land your first client and how did you go about it?
Yeah. Well, the first client, it actually took some time. I think it took around 3 months, I think. And actually, the process is way better now because the campus really improved over time. But it took me 3 months. It took a lot of time because here in Israel, I joined actually when I still was in the army, and like almost 2 years ago even the war here in Israel started. So I was in the real world, but a little bit delayed the start using the skill because I know I'm about to finish my service in the army, but then the war started, so I extended my service. So it took some time, but when I finally was done, I started outreaching. I started to understand who I can help, and from there it's really went like an upward momentum.
Hmm. Okay, so let's go on that line. You said upward momentum. So did you leverage that first client? Did you get a testimonial from them, or
Yeah,
did you just randomly find more clients after?
yeah, no,
Like
no. So
fast
I
cycle,
got
basically.
the first clients. I took a testimonial. For me in the content creation and AI campus, the testimonial is also your work. You can show your work. So it's really, once you get the first one in, it's way easier. You can show what you can do, what you did to other businesses. You also get a lot of experience from it, from actually doing real work. So it gets a lot faster, you edit a lot faster, you can charge more for your services because you're better. And once you if you wake up and walk every day like the professors teaches you inside of the real world, you get into incredible momentum.
Hmm. Okay, amazing. So what are you currently averaging per month because of what you
Yeah.
learned in the real world?
Well, last month I made about 7.3 grand. And this month, we are talking now, it's the half of the month, it's only the 16th, and I'm already above 6 grand, so we'll see how this month ends. But that's how things are going right now. Like 2, 3 months before, I made around 1 month, I made 4 grand. The one before that was 6 grand. So you can really see how fast things are going forward. The professors are always teaching you new methods to make money, how to increase your sales, how to have better marketing, how to use AI to streamline your systems. So
Mhm.
I'm sure we will see higher numbers in the future,
Of
hopefully.
course, of course. And have you brought anyone onto your team yet, or are you going solo for now?
Yeah. So actually, that's a real roadblock I'm trying to solve. We can't build amazing things alone. We need a team. I actually did started to work with one editor, and I also have one partner. We're trying to build a digital product information product to help business owners in my niche. So that's something I'm really new to trying out, and that's how I will hopefully will build better things which will be able to help even more people.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, a 24-year-old that left the army and built basically an agency on your own is now making 7,000 a month and scaling even further.
Yeah,
So
that's
quite
a lot of
substantial.
money. Yeah, that's a lot for the amount of time I'm experienced. Only less than 2 years ago I joined.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so has that changed your life at all in any way now making that amount of money, or are you still going about the same routine, same everything?
Yeah, no, the you can clearly tell my life changed. I really care less about my billings. You know, it starts with the small stuff where you go to shopping or anything like that, and you start to realize the small things they don't count anymore. I'm not financially free yet, yeah, but you start to realize those small things really don't count. And two, you see after being here for a long period, you you can clearly tell that the professors have the roadmap to help you scale even further, and you see how this opportunity will only grow. You know that all of the latest news when it comes to AI or anything, it will come to you. So I also know that I will be able to only make more money with my business.
Exactly. Okay, amazing. What about personally now? How different is your average day currently compared to before you joined the real world?
Can you ask again?
How different is your average day now compared to before you joined the real world?
Yeah, my average day. Well, most of the time I would say I'm working on my laptop. So I wake up. Usually I train. I go to the gym and I start working on my clients' projects. And it's also every day is a little bit different, but that's my usual like routine. Also, of course, I have a lot of meetings. I'm checking with if it's my editor, if it's my other business partners, solving problems. But that's usually my routine.
Okay. And do your parents know about what you're doing? And if so, what do they think?
Yeah, my parents know about what I'm doing. It's funny in the start, they always are. When I only got my first client, like, and I work an entire day on a small video, they ask like, do you think it's a real job? Do you think you will really be able to make some really kind of money with it? Because I was, in the start, I was selling a video for $20 and I was working the entire day on it. It only when I started, yeah. So it was really like you work an entire day for $20. How is this going to be financial freedom? It doesn't make sense. And but things change fast,
Yep.
and when you are just starting, you need to want to believe in your. It's like I would also say believe in yourself, but you need to see a little bit further than like the current day because you are building something new here.
Yeah, exactly. And let's say you hadn't joined the real world. What plans did you have, and where was your life heading?
Wow, it's a really really hard question. It's really hard to imagine because I was in the army for 5 years. I saw a lot of my friends out there life develop. Some work at 9 to 5, some go for a trip, some people go to university, and because I was in the army, I almost like looked from outside. How does everyone because I finished high school, I went to the army, and I saw how people's life develop. Now, when it's you could say the first time you really need to make decisions for your life, and I saw that I don't want to go to university. I don't want to. I want to work. Yeah, as I told you, I'm working every day, all day almost, but I don't see how people go through the path of a traditional work when the reward is so limited. You already see how much you will be making 10 years, 20 years, 40 years from now. And I said, okay, I need something else. And
Mhm.
we would really gave me the answer. It's hard to tell what I wasn't doing. I would probably look for how to find the solutions myself. And if I didn't have the professor who is already an expert in that business model that I'm doing, it would probably take me maybe 5 years, maybe even a decade to become an almost an expert myself and to really start making regularly a lot of money using this business model.
Yep. Okay, but that didn't happen. So now, with the trajectory that you're on,
Yeah,
where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term? What plans and goals do you have?
yeah. Well, I have a lot of plans for my own business. I want to start, as I said, to really start to work with a team and to learn how to build and sell digital products. Because I really see the opportunities of freedom it could give. Uh, Whether I build my own products, whether I become a marketer in other business and I help them, because here in the real world we learn a lot about marketing. So there are a lot of opportunities to make, and of course I'm really happy that my that I have the professor, I have the captains, I have that whole team showing up with me every day and trying to make more money. And we are really all in this together.
Very cool. Let me see. So, how, I don't know, I can't remember if you said, how did you actually find out about the real world in the first place? Was it through Tate or a different way?
Uh, yeah, it was through Tate. Uh,
Okay.
you know,
There's a follow up question there as well, because so what kind of Tate videos were you watching, and are you still consuming any of Tate's content?
yeah,
And just
well,
overall, from all the messaging and everything, what kind of an impact has Tate had on you and your mindset?
yeah, well, definitely really high impact on my life. You can see how it's changed. Definitely high impact. I'm a little bit less consuming his content nowadays because I am consuming the content inside the real world. I could say it's still his content, yeah, but now I am seeing only the business specific. I'm more interested in that. That's most of. I used to watch the mostly the long form content he produces, and yeah, it's really, you asked about it's a you ask a good question. You ask what resembled with me in his content, and that's a really good question. I think what one of the things he does the best is to, let's say, talk to the average man. And as I told you, I was in the army. I was looking at all my friends, how their life are going to develop, and he was spreading the message that you don't have to go on the same path. You have a different path. So now, after I told you how my life was, how I looked about all the paths I could take, and questions I asked myself, his message really got me, because it's you really, as the average man, you really look at your life, you look at the future you might have, and you're looking for let's say a way out of the matrix, let's say.
Indeed. And is there anything else to add for how it impacted your mindset, or was that everything?
uh, it's also a lot of small mindset shifts, and it keep getting better, and more towards how can I bring more values to my family, to my clients, to the people I love, uh, always giving new one motivation to real knowledge, and they are really always pushing a lot of positive values.
Mhm. Okay. And now, since this all began in the real world, what advice do you have to people who are unsure about joining because they think they might get scammed for $50?
Well, if you think you might get scammed for $50, one, it's only $50, and two, for the real reason. Look, when I am about to purchase a product, I look for reviews. Which, if you see this, it's something that should really help you. And two, well, I will I will put it like that. I tried, as the review. I also checked a lot of other alternatives in the space, and almost everything was way higher prices to teach someone how to open a business. It usually costs thousands of dollars, maybe even more usually, and you don't get as much as you get in the real world. Like, you have here 24/7 support, and they put the entire map in front of you and help you in every stage. Like, for me, I get information that I need now, and when you only start, you get the information you need to land your first client. So they are really with you all the way. It's a really systemized approach, and a great approach. So I would really recommend to try it before if you want to open a business, to try and pay thousands of dollars for other consultants. So I don't know what is the alternative you are looking for.
Yep. Yeah, as you said, $50. Maybe in third world countries, it might be a lot, but I've done over 500 interviews now with people
Yeah.
that everyone can see, and the testimonials from that. I think it's clear that as long as you put in the work, the $50 will pay dividends, and you'll be able to scale very far with that. Okay, so now for people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where could they do so?
Yeah, sure. You can find me on Instagram, Guy Shirazi too,
Mhm.
and you can ask any questions about the real world or anything. Would love to help.
Okay. And I'll add your Instagram to the description of the video so anyone who's interested can check that. And yeah, Guy, been good speaking to you. I think you're potentially the first person from Israel I've interviewed. So very cool there. And
Glad to
yeah,
be the
24,
first.
pardon?
I'm glad to be the first.
Yep. 24 years old, averaging about 7,000 a month, and scaling it even further now, as you see from this month. So substantial progress. Amazing to see. Thank you for coming on and sharing it, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I wish you all the best too.